the frond.
And
it disintegrates into particles.
how far away is this other one?
That removes the restraining there. It's 15 foot underwater. Well, actually, no. It must be on the side of the wall because it didn't sink. So it's at the top. It's on the roof of the passage, and it's so it's only like 5 foot underwater, but it's 10 foot in.
Right. Either way, I'll just dive in there.
Okay.
I'll attempt an underwater hit.
So do it with disadvantage because your torch has gone out.
Raw! 12.
That is a hit.
8 damage.
You have no idea how it looks because you can't see it. Is that the end of your go?
Yeah.
Wade.
Right. Oh. That's only exited the entire game.
Nailed it.
I'm back.
Joe versus Lance my post.
Why can't I see anything? I accidentally exited the game. I've come back in.
Are you alright?
Oh, no, I can see. I can see.
You're on the right side of the map.
Yeah. Am I in range? Oh.
You'd have to get in the water.
Yeah, they don't seem that hard to kill.
Okay, so you
Head into the water.
You can make it 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 25. Yeah, you can make it up to where Gigantor is in your movement if you sort of run along the side and then jump in.
And then I'm actually going to use my sword.
Miss! It would be at disadvantage, which would also be a miss. So next one at disadvantage, please.
Is there any point?
Hmm?
Oh, it's disadvantage from being in the water, is it?
Yeah, you're blind under here because your torch doesn't work.
Oh, that was stupid.
So make another attack.
Oh, yes. Oh, sorry.
What's going on
I keep
down
forgetting
here?
I've got 2 attacks.
13 and a 24. The 13 does hit.
Haha.
How do you want to do this?
So I kind of, it's kind of on the surface of the, I kind of do a long sweeping trim of the reeds, or whatever they are, the weed. So it's like a well-kept lawn.
You're not sure if it's something, the blood of the creature that you breathe in, or you just imagine it, but you taste, and you know when you taste a smell, you almost taste freshly cut grass there, as it withers away to nothing. And you both emerged choking and spluttering as the combat has finished. Oh, that was a bit sudden.
Wow. Oh, seamless.
nothing like fresh cut grass to wake me up in the morning.
So what are we
You all
doing
hear
now?
in your voice, you all hear in your mind, I helped.
I
Thank you.
shotgun that little mushroom.
What is your name, mushroom?
My name is.
Oh, no.
I will
Catch
continue to call you mushroom.
Mushroom. Okay.
Come with me, mushroom.
Bloop. He jumps into your arms.
Mushrooms, can you breathe underwater?
We can hold our breath.
For how long exactly? What is your constitution modifier?
I'm not sure if the mushrooms even breathe.
Surely they're...
I say that they can hold their breath for at least a minute.
Should we investigate this further now?
Or should we return the mushrooms and come back this way?
Fucking mushrooms. I missed this bit. Got no idea why we're carrying fucking mushrooms.
Literally none of us do.
It could just be a dead end here with some loot. Potentially.
If you hold your breath and find the path, leave your mushroom here, and then swim back, and then we can all go following you.
And then we'll get more of those things coming at us.
By you, I presume you mean Creamy.
I thought you were best at holding your breath.
Yes, but I am blind.
That is a very valid point. Creepy. Now that I've laid my hands on you, would you get wet for me?
Me too movement.
You want me to try and swim again?
Yes, it worked so well last time.
I guess it's not the worst idea. I mean, we've got to get these mushrooms back for some reason.
But we don't even have to go this way.
We must.
We must find the treasure. There has to be some.
We must advance forward.
Why are we in this cave?
This is. You went to investigate the. Because you found the body of what's her face, the woman who owns the wines, who owns the Royal Reserve vineyard, and you went to her vineyard, and you found this tunnel underneath her vineyard.
Oh yes. We can return the mushrooms in due course. They are just a distraction.
So, am I going to try and swim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you dive in, and as you swim down the passage, you reach a fork. So there's a north route and a south route. Which way are you going to swim?
North.
Okay. You emerge into a lit chamber and it's quite a sight to behold. The chamber has been decorated, for want of a better word, with branches and twigs of the rowan trees that grow in the valleys either side of Lavoras in the Sierra Antonio Mountains. And amidst those sort of twisted and mossy twigs, leaves and branches are skulls and bones of various animals, including humans. There are piles of skulls around the pool that you emerge from. two things take your note. Well, three things. There are a number of crates and boxes in this large cavern. There is strange book on a bone altar next to a pile of twigs and candles, and in the center of a room is a cauldron lit with 5 candles.
Well, Creamy doesn't have much to say about that.
You dead down there, Creamy.
Okay.
Creamy's died. You never heard from Creamy again.
Oh, should we take their mushrooms back then?
I helped. Where's Dave gone? Oh, for Christ's sake.
Does anybody else want to go after Creamy?
I'm back.
Did you get all of that?
No, I mean I got your description up to the bone altar.
Okay, and then there's a cauldron in the centre of the room.
Okay. So I am going to get. I mean, it looks terrifying, so I'm going to run away.
Okay. Are you swimming back or the other way?
I will. Let's try swimming the other way.
Okay. Hold on.
It's so terrifying that you keep going.
Swim on.
It's not a one-person job.
So this is a smaller chamber, less grim decoration. However, there is what you can only be described as a stump of a tree with various twigs and bone, scraps of bone and finger bones and skulls decorating it. But this, more than the other decorations in the other room, gives you a sense of despair and evil. It's sickening to be in this chamber. You get the sense that that stag's skull that sits atop of this totem is watching you.
Right, I think I'll set up camp here. No, I think I'll go back.
Okay, so you report back to the Peach Pals.
Oh. Right, basically there's 2 rooms. One's terrifying, the other's disgusting.
Sounds like the drizzling clunge or whatever the place was.
Yeah. Feel like home.
There was a load of skulls and like cauldrons and bone altars and things.
What?
Yep.
Which one's
like...
the least terrifying?
I don't know. There was one, the little room. They had this horrible stag's head in it.
The mushrooms set the witches away.
Oh, well remembered.
There's no danger at all, and we must proceed.
Well, it's just round this corner.
So where are you swimming?
Lead the way, Creamy.
We're swimming to the witches. Well, to the bigger room.
The bigger room, yeah. Okay. So you emerge in the darkly decorated chamber.
Oh my god.
Candles still glowing.
Wade, probably worth doing some evil check here. definitely evil round here. Probably don't even need to do a check.
Yeah.
What's this
Angelic,
book?
Can't bring much.
Are you doing your detect thing then?
I'll just get more into the room. Is that in the middle of the room? I might as well do it. If I've got it, I just need to check. I've used quite a lot. I've got one left. Yeah, I'll do it. Why not? I'll use it.
Immediate, staggering, uncontrollable, painful, mouth-drying, bone-chilling evil coming from that book.
Stay away from that book.
This book looks interesting.
Don't look at the book.
I pick up the book.
There are some words written on it.
I read out the words out loud.
What languages does everyone speak?
Elvish and common.
Giant.
Elvish.
Celestial, common, goblin, and infernal.
I speak Orc and Common.
Elvish, Dwarven, Celestial, Common.
Nobody knows the runes that are written on it.
Doesn't someone have comprehend languages?
Maybe.
Is there a gale blowing outside?
Maybe that's a wizard spell I'm thinking of.
Actually, I'd say that the runes are in Elvish.
He's breathing heavily into their mic.
Yeah, who is it?
They're still doing it. Whoever's not speaking, it's that person.
There's a lot of breathing going on.
Hello. You have a nice time.
So yeah, the runes are in Elvish if anyone wants to try and read it.
I will read it because I speak Elvish.
Oh my god, what's that?
You can read it, but it's the language, whatever
Like what?
language it's written in, is not
Where'd you
Elvish.
get that
So it just like you can read the words, but
same
they
one.
just sound like gobbledygook to you.
What the hell?
Are you reading it to yourself or out loud?
Oh.
I wouldn't read it out
To
loud.
myself.
Yeah, it doesn't
Well, now we got you.
doesn't seem to make any
So
sense.
you're going to take up the carpet then? Carpet. What, and sand it all down?
Can I investigate it and try and figure out why it doesn't make
Underneath
any
it'll
sense?
be very dirty.
Make
A bit
a
like that.
history check.
That when you stand on it's dirty.
No idea. You presume it's just a joke book.
A really evil joke book.
I'm going to investigate
Hand it
it as well, as I can tell it's evil.
Oh, just put
Can
it
you
on
read
top of the
Elvish?
carpet.
I can read Elvish.
What languages can you read?
Elvish, Celestial, Dwarvish,
Okay.
and
Bloody hell,
Common.
linguist.
Yeah, make a history check then.
Must have.
history check.
You speaking
Yeah.
then. Everyone was hearing you speaking then probably.
Book.
Oh my hanky.
It's a book.
Okay, is anyone helping me?
Nope. Are you getting yourself a water?
I can't read it.
You can try reading it aloud.
I'll help it.
You can just clean this out and use this one.
Yeah, we're helping. I'm doing it. Together,
going on?
our combined efforts.
That was shocking.
So from what the only thing that sort of rings a bell is that the sounds of it, the guttural nature of the noises that are written in Elvish, reminds you of when you've heard Infernal spoken.
I can speak infernal.
Legend.
Great, have a look at this.
We think it's infernal.
Kurak, unless you can speak Elvish, you just read Elvish, you just see a load of Elvish runes.
I can just see Elvish, but I can understand Infernal.
Well, that's
Can we
not
work together
a bit
to...
of a conundrum, isn't it?
One of you can read it, and Kurak can translate it.
Yeah,
I don't know if we
out
want to
that
do
way.
that.
What about if we do it in a completely random order?
Have we got any paper and pen that you can write it out?
Can we read it in reverse?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, paper and pen.
What's a pen?
Quill.
Can we read it not how it's written, like in a different order, so that whatever we say doesn't actually make any sense, but then we can combine it together at the end?
Yeah, or you could just write it out. Either or. Or
Got
you
a
could just
pen?
read it.
Anyone got a pen?
I presume that someone's got a quill in their adventuring pack.
Somebody cut their finger and write it in blood.
Has no one got a pen?
A small key.
I have a Bic ballpoint pen.
I cannot believe that not a single
Don't think I
person
do.
has got a pot of ink.
I've got an
I'm
arm.
a calligrapher, aren't I? Of course.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, I'm ready. Here's my calligraphy set.
Okay, so Tavron writes it from Elvish into Common, and then Kurak translates it from the phonetic sounds of Infernal into Common writing. So you end up with two versions of this. One that's just like a load of noises, and the second which actually makes some sense. And this is what you've translated.
Someone read
It
that.
says, "A curse bestowed by Summer Queen to wither on the plain of primes, suffering the fate of mortal men, lest we perform the rites of more, and buy ourselves some precious years. 3 last breaths of 3 young women of childbearing age, their blood, their eyes, their tongues, their hollow bodies will be placed upon 3 conjunction lines. 3 babes aged less than 1 year old, unbaptized and innocent. On the last of the midsummer nights, the ritual will begin. Eyes and tongue, blood and breath, heart of snake and wing of bat, head of newt and skin of cat. The moor will open once again to our dark realm amidst the fey, our essence seeded in each babe, then 17 years to incubate,
Was this written by Jesse Lacey?
until the ritual shall be renewed, and our cursed bodies shall wither and die, to be reborn in new young flesh. So the cycle shall endure, and we will live forevermore."
Is that the quick poem you wrote last
Yeah.
week? Pretty good.
That's pretty good, that. I was impressed.
That's nice.
Spooky.
Unsettling.
That's turned me on.
Well, that means nothing. Let's fuck off.
Should we burn the book?
Can I investigate these crates if it's not been done already?
Yep, you can make a... So how are you doing it? You
Just rummaging through generally.
Yep, okay, make an investigation check.
8.
You do find some gold and some gems.
Lovely. To the tune of...
Oh.
Can
You
I
find...
investigate as well?
You find 3 copper pieces, 20 silver pieces, a gold piece,
A fist-sized diamond.
and a couple of chalky-coloured polished stones.
Chalky-coloured polished stone.
Can I search as well?
Yep. You don't find much more.
You find
Maybe
those 3 copper
five
pieces
more
that I've
silver
left.
five more silver pieces. Another gold piece. A couple more chalky stones, and a yellow gem, sort of lemony coloured gem.
You can take the gems, eh?
Yellow gem. It's just a lemon. Lemon sherbet.
Is it fist size?
Is it fist size
Gigantor,
and is it a diamond?
You do find
Fist size diamond.
a strange looking black sack.
That's mine.
Why is it black?
Why is it black? Strange look. Can I? Fuck it. Can I have a look in it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna unleash the witch or something. Or a
You
ghostly ghoul.
open the sack.
Prepare yourselves.
Inside, expected to see the bottom of the sack, you instead see a hole that seems impossibly deep. The sack itself is probably a couple of foot, should be a couple of foot deep, and maybe it's got a diameter of about a foot. But the hole seems to go deep down.
I've got a big black sack here, boys.
You can stick your arm in.
I'm gonna put my arm in it.
You do find the end of it, but your arm seems to stretch on forever, and there's a lot of room in there.
Story of my life.
There are some objects in there.
Let's take them out.
We should definitely keep that sack.
Mm.
Does it weigh much?
Weighs as much as a sack, but it's
An empty sack.
correct. Make an Arcana check.
12.
You recognise this as a bag of holding.
Bag of holding, that is.
Excellent.
It holds stuff.
Bag of holding.
Isn't that what all bags are?
Correct.
But you don't know much more than that, apart from its name, and it's a magic bag that has a lot more space than it should have.
So does it make the
And that
things
they can
in
be
there,
dangerous.
does it make the things in there lighter?
So I'd say I'll say you probably know most of for convenience sake. This bag has an interior space considerably larger than its outside dimensions. The bag can hold up to 500 pounds, not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet. The bag weighs 15 pounds regardless of its contents.
That's amazing. That's pretty good.
Retrieving an item from the bag requires an action. If the bag is overloaded, pierced, torn, or ruptured, or destroyed, its contents are scattered in the astral plane.
Ah, okay. Shouldn't put anything
If the
valuable in
bag is turned inside out, its contents spill forth unharmed, but the bag must be put right before it can be used again. Breathing creatures inside the bag can survive a number of minutes equal to 10 divided by the number of creatures, after which time they begin to suffocate. Placing the bag of holding inside an extra-dimensional space created by a handy haversack, portable hull, or similar item instantly destroys both items and opens a gate to the astral plane. The gate originates where one item is placed inside the other. Any creature within 10 foot of the gate is sucked through into a random location on the astral plane. The gate then closes. The gate is one way only and can't be reopened.
Quick way, jump in this sack.
So, the bag of holding is actually an extra-dimensional demi-plane, effectively.
That's vulgar.
And if you put that demi-plane in another demi-plane, fucking bad things happen.
Excellent. I like that power. So what did I pull out of it?
You can take it from the compendium bag of holding.
Yeah, I've done that already. What did I get out of there was something in there?
So there were a couple of items in there. There is a strange wand. Looks like a gnarled tree branch, and on the end of it is an animal paw. Kurak, you instantly recognise it's a monkey's paw. It has 4 fingers and a thumb outstretched.
Wishes.
There is a small little delicately carved box with a laughing skull on the top, embossed.
Okay.
There is a small vial full of what looks like dust.
Dust.
Anyone got dust?
And there is a black sword. The hilt is black, and the blade, it's a long sword, and the blade is really dark red.
Wow. Black long sword with dark red.
The very end of the hilt is shaped like a skull.
Fucking hell. Okay. I'll have to determine what that is a bit later.
Can I rummage through these crates over here?
Well, I'd say that your investigation check was checking all of those crates.
Yeah.
So you have already had a look.
Boys, check out these crates. There's fucking shitloads in here.
Dig in, boys.
What's in here in the middle of the star?
It's a cauldron filled with red liquid, presumably blood.
All tasty.
Can I check what's in these random bits of whatever it is?
Yeah, make a nature check.
15.
So you notice animal skulls as well as human skulls. There are deer skulls in some of these branches. There's a cow skull in the one closest to you. There's also small little candles in there. And you do notice as you're rummaging around looking in there, you find under one of the branches tucked neatly underneath there, a platinum trade bar.
Oh. How many platinum pieces is that worth?
You don't know. It's just one. It weighs a quarter of a pound.
Quarter of a pound? Well, you can work that out then, can't you? So 1 platinum is 0.2 pounds. No, 0.02 pounds.
What should we do with this book then?
Do you want to have a look at the inscription again?
Yeah.
I think that's probably come up for you again.
Oh yeah, it probably actually means something, doesn't it? 3 lost by 3 young men.
So, was there 3
Ah.
women killed upstairs?
No, there were servants, and they were all men.
They were farm hands, weren't they?
But so far, you've discovered 2 bodies, Peaches and this woman. What's her name? Oh, good lord.
So, is this the entirety of the book, or is this just the page itself?
The rest of the book is blank, as far as you can tell.
So, is this the book of the rights of Moore?
Could be.
So we could destroy the book, and then they're buggered. I'm quite keen on destroying the book.
Did we have a look at these crates that are down here as well? There's fucking loads of crates.
Yeah, he looked for...
Martina Zeniceros was the other woman that was found dead.
And where was she found dead?
She was found in the palace, in the wine cellar.
That's it.
The Papal's Palace.
So they're being placed in...
We don't know where Peaches went.
Did she disappear?
They disappear.
So that one was probably placed there on purpose, the one in the wine cellar.
They're placed in on lines, so if we draw lines from them, will they meet in a certain place?
So we need to find 2.
Well, like trigonometry.
The 4th line of the last verse has some impact for Wade, or should do.
Lest we perform the rites of Moore.
No, the 4th line of the last verse.
Oh, the last verse.
In 17 years to incubate.
How many of those girls were there from that island?
3.
You found 3 girls, all about 16 to 18.
Oh.
One had dark hair, just like Wade's.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh shit.
Wait, I think we know what happened to your child.
She's alive.
Well,
What happened to them?
Alive.
she's alive, but a witch.
Gordon's alive?
Mufasa is alive?
He's alive!
So where did they go?
We must find the ladies. My daughter.
We must kill.
What's her name? Jade. Jade's a blood current.
So the girls introduce themselves as Anna. Let me find their names.
Edaj.
As Anna, Eva, and Liz. And it's Eva, the dark-haired one, that had a... None of you made any perception checks into those girls at all. Had you done so, you would have noticed dark resemblance between Eva and Wade the Blood Current.
Would expect Wade to recognise his own fucking daughter.
He hasn't seen her since she was 1 year old. In fact, Wade would be the only person that wouldn't have recognised her.
Fuck.
Spent all that time shagging her as well, and I didn't even recognise.
We need to find these girls and save them from becoming evil witches.
Becoming?
Incubate. If we can nip them in the bud. then I can get
We've
my
already
daughter
done
back.
that, my friend. Did anyone investigate this cauldron thing?
It's filled with blood.
Oh, God.
Where was they have taken the girls?
Should we go to that other room with the stag's head?
I guess so. How long do we have till Midsummer now?
10 days or something, 15?
Okay, just
We've got 10 days to investigate that little room.
10 days until my daughter becomes an evil witch.
10 days to drop the mushrooms back. They take priority. Let's go and investigate that little room then.
But the other one.
Yeah.
Are we just leaving?
No, it's horrible in there.
Are we? What are we doing with the book? Are we burning it or?
Can I just tear a page? Tear the pages.
Yeah.
Tear it up.
As your hand touches the book,
Oh shit!
all the candles go out immediately, and
Why is it
you
black?
feel as if your hand has suddenly been slashed by a knife, and it feels wet as blood begins to pool in your gauntlet. You suffer 1 point of damage, and the book vanishes.
Why is it black?
Should have thrown a javelin.
What just happened?
The only candles left remaining are the ones around the cauldron.
So what's wrong with this other room, Creamy? Why is it so unsettling?
It's disgusting. Won't
What?
go in it.
Why?
Just a feeling. Staying here.
Is it dark?
Okay, so you emerge into the chamber with the deer head totem surrounded by candles, and you too feel this sort of sickness in this room, dark and horrible, something fundamentally wrong with it. And the black empty sockets of that deer skull seem like they're looking at you.
Ooh. Scary.
Can I fire an arrow at it?
Yeah.
God.
16.
It's a hit, yeah. does some damage. You've cut it down a bit. A skull has fallen off and cracked onto the floor. Its lower jaw sort of falls agape, almost like it's laughing at you.
Take this, gapey.
It's a hit. You take a big swing in it and take a chunk out of the stump. And the skull, you jostle the deer skull, or does it move round to look at you? Its black, socketless eyes fixed upon you. You start to notice now that stump is starting to grow vines and twigs, forming almost like a humanoid shape underneath it. And you realise with horror that you've seen that twig humanoid shape with the deer skull before. It's the Leshen reforming in front of you.
That thing that we wrecked before.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, here we go again.
It's not quite reformed yet. It seems to be growing slowly.
Are we all fully healed?
No.
Good thing I've got no spells.
I go into a rage, seeing this pathetic thing come back.
Are we going to try and
Do you have to-
destroy it, or just
Do you have to
run?
roll initiative or?
No, you can just hit it. It's not attacking you.
Oh,
Roar!
hack at it.
Okay, so you'll hack and slash at this
Maybe
this
fire
stump.
arrows.
And after a couple of huge hits with your weapons, you manage to cut the stump in half, at which point it collapses and a deer skull shatters. A black vapour begins to ascend from the stump, and suddenly, in front of you, a crawling ball, flapping, fluttering everywhere, of crows, ravens. And suddenly that sickening feeling you had in there is gone, and there's just some old bones and a stump in front of you.
Old stumpy bones. Can we investigate the stones and stumps? Bones and stumps?
Make a Arcana check.
Arcana. Luckily I have 0 Arcana. 10.
All you know is this totem, from what you've seen and what you've witnessed, this totem seems to be the thing that lets the Leshen regenerate, but is destroyed now.
Oh. That was easy.
Consider that lesson learned.
All right, and on that note, I think we'll leave it. Right?
That's got to be the name of the podcast.
Leshen.
Oh yeah.
So on that bombshell, I wonder how long it would take you to work that out. A long, long old time.
Yeah, a very long time. I'd literally forgotten about those.
Excellent stuff. All right, I will catch you next week then.
Brilliant.
Nice.
See you
Yeah,
later.
Can we do
Later.
it Tuesday next week?
I can do Tuesday.
Yeah, basically why not?